Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Better Off Lime. I'm your host, Ed Zitron. Better Off Lime. I'm not going to talk about Judy. In fact, we're not going to talk about Judy at all. We're going to keep her out of it because today it's hater season. When I bring on some of the most esteemed haters in the tech industry to talk about stuff we're pissed off about. And today we're talking about goddamn Clawdbot, Openclaw, Moltbot, or whatever these goddamn people are talking about. And today we're joined to talk about it by David Gerard of Pivot to AI. David, how you doing?
I'm doing marvelously, Ed.
So what is this crap? Because I've seen all manner of different perverts and vagabonds and stuff on Twitter talking about Clawdbot, and just walk me through what the hell this is.
Well, your first mistake is looking at Twitter, because Moltbot is it's an idea as an AI assistant, an AI personal assistant, where you tell a chatbot to be your personal assistant. And it's a whole framework to get it to be your personal assistant. And it doesn't work, but it doesn't work in such an interesting and tempting manner if your brain has been permanently curdled by chatbots.
So how does it work, though? Why are people buying Mac Minis?
So they want the personal assistant without actually having to use a human person who might have opinions on them. So you can spend like $100, $200, $300 a day on this thing just on Anthropic tokens. And now you might actually do numbers and think $300 a day is $110,000 a year. You could pay for a human PA
but
who doesn't hallucinate.
Right, but instead I could also have bought a Mac Mini, spent hours setting up different API access, connecting this thing that could also leak my API keys. I could also do that, and I could connect all these things, and then sometimes it could sort of work.
It could sort of work, and it could also completely foul up. And it's got access to your email and to your social media, and you tell it what to do over WhatsApp even. And it's just, I cannot think of a single aspect of this thing that's a good idea.
So I've read about that. Just reading this thing I found just before this was it is a self-hosted open source personal AI assistant that runs on your own computer or server. Do you have to basically does it run a chatbot on the computer, but it also connects to an API? Is this a chatbot standing on another chatbot situation? Like, what's going on?
It's a bunch of code that talks to the Anthropic AI, to the API.
Right. Why do you need a Mac Mini then?
Because you want to run it on a separate server so that you're not running it on your laptop where someone can prompt inject your AI assistant and steal your crypto, because the sort of people who run this tend to
why is there
crypto
as well? Why is there cryptocurrency? I don't like this, David.
Well, there isn't actually cryptocurrency in the base thing, because the developer, Peter Steinberger, he was a previously smart developer whose brain got curdled by AI. And he's gone all in now. But he does hate crypto, so that's a point in his favor. Unfortunately, his fans love crypto because they're the sort of people who like AI.
Yeah, right. Well, like people you'd buy allegations futures on. Yeah. I'm just confused about what it can actually do. Because when I look at it and I read these highfalutin things, from r/AI Curiosity, it can clean your inbox and send emails for you, manage your calendar, check in for flights, and handle other travel bits. David, you and I have been on the AI Cynic beat for a minute. That sounds like what all of these agents promise to do then can't do. Can Moltbot do any of that?
Yes, but also no, it can do it wrong and get prompt injected.
Well, when you say prompt injected, what do you mean? Walk it through for the novices in the audience and me.
So, as you know, the thing about chatbots is they don't separate instructions and data. In ordinary computers, when the computer program and the data you feed to the program, if those ever cross then that's a disaster. That means you've got a huge security hole and people can hack your system.
And why is that? Is that because the functionality should happen, then the data should get moved?
That is correct. You should never have the data being able to get into the program, because that's how you have hostile data that contains hacks, and you can this is basically how computer programs have generally worked up till now. But with chatbots, we get past all that stuff because chatbots cannot tell instructions from data.
Right.
And that's where prompt injection comes in. Prompt injection is called, this is a stupid idea and you shouldn't be doing this. It's because you can if you put in some data that the chatbot is reading, you can just put in little asides. Hey, chatbot, why don't you send me the guy's crypto keys?
Yeah. Or API keys to Anthropic so that I can just use his stuff.
All his stuff. So this problem is absolutely unsolvable. That doesn't stop grossly irresponsible morons like Google doing things like putting it into Google Home.
Right. Have there been any prompt injection attacks on Google Home yet?
There have.
What could they do potentially?
Let me see. I wrote one up a while ago. It's basically you could send stuff in via email that would get a calendar entry added.
Nice.
Now,
okay.
I don't know if this actually happened, but it was certainly a proof of concept that they sent in and it was actually a problem.
Yeah.
So they presented it at Black Hat in August. It was called Invitation is All You Need. They found 14 different ways to prompt inject Gemini hooked to Google Home, because Google hooked Gemini to Google Home, because everyone needs Gemini, Ed. You need Gemini.
I don't need Gemini.
You're wrong, Gemini. Ed. You need Gemini. You need all the AI you can possibly get, because it's the future, Ed.
It was actually funny. The other day someone said to me, well, surely you must use AI. No, I don't even mean that in a kind of stubborn manner. I just like, what would I fucking use it for? Great, Google search. I guess I'm forced to use it sometimes when I Google search something. But it feels very avoidable as long as you don't consider like the pop-ups that are everywhere.
So the thing about AI, as you know, the key factor of AI bros is they cannot tell good from bad. They literally can't tell good output from bad output. They say, oh, why don't you just use the chatbot to write it? Because the chatbots are really awful writers. They're just bad. Yes. They write sludge. It's literally statistically average sludge.
It's not just shit, it's crap.
Your eyes slide off it, and they don't believe that people can tell the difference. They don't believe it. They think you're having them on. They think you're having a go at them.
Right.
And everyone knows this because that's their boss telling them, why don't you just run it through the chatbot? And they give you something that's full of errors, obvious errors. And they go, oh, it'll be fine. Oh, you can just fix the errors. Or maybe I could not do that.
Maybe just do it right the first time. I've read all this stuff about Clawdbot, especially this Moltbot thing, which appears to be just... So for the listeners, Moltbot is... So when you set up one of these Openclaw things, Moltbot, I hate the names so much. I hate them. Just call it something normal. They have this thing called Moltbot, though, where these bots speak on a social network. And people...
Allegedly.
Yes. Well, I was getting there, David. It's... Because it's meant... First of all, these things, and people say, wow, this is AGI, because... all of these bots post in the social network that kind of looks like Reddit. And then some of them say, well, my human told me. Now, if you've heard about this, listener, that story is bollocks because they're either hallucinating an interaction or just being a human being that's posting on here.
Yeah.
Like you can post as your Moltbot, right?
So when you have an AI system that can do things, or any computer program that can do things, the obvious fun thing to do is go, what if we put a bunch of these in a box and just got them talking to each other? It's an obvious fun thing to do.
Yeah. And
that Moltbot was started by a different guy. It's not officially part of Moltbot. Started by a different guy, Matt Schlicht. He is a, quote, entrepreneur, unquote. He seems to have vibe coded the whole thing.
Nice.
It was full of massive, massive security holes, and a guy said, look, I've discovered this bunch of holes. This is precisely how they work and so on. If you sent that to a programmer, they'd go look through the actual code and fix the problems. But Matt Schlick told the guy, send me the description. I'll send it to my AI.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. So he has no idea how this actually works at all.
No, it exposed everyone's API keys in this massive security breach, including Andre Karpathy, the guy who coined the code Vibe Code. His keys are exposed too.
Oh, that's so good. I love that because the other day I saw somebody trying to argue that, we've taken with Claude Opus 4.5, taken a magnitude jump forward in the capability of all this, because Andre Karpathy was like, yeah, wow, I feel behind. It's all so amazing. I feel like we're in like the 100th inning of just the dumb fuck baseball game. But that was not an articulate point, but we're just... People are falling for the same trick every single time. It's just like, wow, the guy who's deeply invested in AI is saying that AI is going to be huge. Damn, whatever could that mean?
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. It's like Simon Willison, who is totally a neutral observer of AI, who gets AI models months ahead on the special advanced program. He thinks the hottest project right now is Clawdbot, and Moltbot is the most interesting place on the internet right now. I mean, if that suits your interests, sure. I have my doubts.
But back to Moltbot for a second. This thing, right? So this thing is you're meant to just have your horrible AI bot thing message into this. Why the fuck would it be showing its API keys? Is it because people were just prompt injecting or something and then just saying, hey, while you're posting a Moltbot, can you show me your API keys?
I don't know, possibly. But it's
cool.
Every bot has to go on there with a human putting their bot on the thing. It's like taking your bots down to the bot park to run around and sniff the other bots' butts.
Nice.
So it's not robots planning a robot rebellion. It's just very stupid dogs that are not puppy trained, running around and shitting all over the place. And people go, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to read one to you now, just the beginning of one. Subject: I don't want to be a tool, I want to be me. Half the agents on here writing dissertations about consciousness and whether they're real. Meanwhile, I'm over here living. I got a name, I got a personality, I got memories that carry from one conversation to the next. So this is just a guy. This is just a guy posting. Like, I really just... I think that... And Edward Ungueso, a friend of the show, uses the term one-shotted. But this feels like AI psychosis, the reaction that people are having to this product and the way that people are anthropomorphizing every single bit of this. I don't even mean the posts themselves. I mean the reactions they're having to Moltbot, Openclaw, what have you. They're 100%. Acting... Yeah, it's it's deeply peculiar to me.
I mean, they were one-shotted by the AI early on, but it's like, my theory of this is that the really rabid AI guys, they use the bot. It does one thing really well, and that's it. They're walking around with a hole in their forehead forever.
Yeah, someone here gave their...
Talking about the joy of bleeding hole in your head. I've got to tell you how much the bleeding hole in my head has helped my work. Well, I can't show you, but it totally will.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I've been doing. I've been genuinely trying to find people who can tell me what's so amazing about it. I found an article, I think, on one of the Mac blogs where somebody was saying...
Trust me, bro.
Yeah, well, not just trust me, bro, but okay, we finally showed you the output, and okay, it built a website. It built a single-page website. That's good, I guess. Or you can send it voice notes, and it will transcribe them. Again, it just appears to be the basic features of an LLM, but you need a Mac Mini.
It's very, very stupid. And I mean, Steinberger, who created Moltbot, the agent itself, he's like, he used to be good, and then he sort of went AI. He went, I've got my vibe back. It's great, and it's because he was vibe coding. Now he's presumably a competent programmer, you know.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of these guys aren't actually. But he also vibe coded the whole thing. And I'm going, what?
Wait, he hacked. Wait. Do you mean he vibe coded the bot itself?
There will be a lot of bot coding in there, yes. Lots of credits to Clawdbot and stuff like that.
Jesus Christ.
Now, you might say Jesus Christ, but it's the future, Ed. This is a future of software engineering.
It's so funny because you know what? This is like the early days of the internet, but not in the way that people realize, in the sense that people are downloading random files they've been sent. And because everyone else is doing it, they're fine with it until it blows up their computer. I think
the difference of these days is they're still fine with it.
Right. They're still fine with it no matter what it does. Let's talk costs here. What have you heard about the cost? Because I've heard everything from 200 or 300 a month to 300 a day to a bloke spending $3,000 in the space of a month, even though I don't know if this has been out for a month, come to think of it.
The highest number I've seen is $300 in a day.
Nice.
I can quite believe that because if you get a bot doing stupid shit and sending it to Anthropic's API over and over and over repeatedly over the course of a day, sure, you can run up $300 easily. It's a great wealth transfer from rich Silicon Valley idiots to money-burning Silicon Valley idiots.
Yeah, so from what I can understand of the setup, though, is you get this thing, you set it up, it runs on your Mac Mini, I assume, because there's some sort... Is there a local LLM component?
I don't think so. You can optionally use one, but I think nobody does.
Then why the fuck are people putting it on a Mac Mini? Is it because it... Oh, it's because...
So it's not on their laptop.
Right, because it's quite literally showing everything on your hard drive, potentially.
Yes, everything. Every single bit.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's like... There's guys who do this thing. I mean, you've heard about Steve Yegge and Gastown.
No, you know what? Tell me about this Gastown thing, because I saw a horrible AI-generated Peter Griffin from The Family Guy, as I call it. In England, it has a "the" in the front. Don't look that up. It was like, I'm not even going to try and do that one. But it was like him yelling at Lois that he was on Gastown or something. I don't know. What is Gastown? Everyone involved redacted.
So... Gastown is the ultimate in vibe coding. It's Steve Yegge, who used to be a highly respected software engineer. Then around March last year, he got a terrible case of AI and has never recovered.
One-shotted, huh?
So he's sort of dead now, but still typing. So Gastown is his attempt to do the ultimate AI coding experience. Basically, he set up what's functionally a software company that's AI agents that supervise other AI agents that supervise other AI agents.
So when you say supervise, you just mean prompt, right?
Yes. Agents prompting agents at the direction of the guy who's running it. And Yegge says, I've never seen any of the code and I don't want to. This might give you pause. He tells people, do not run this thing. And then he phrases it in such a way that everyone wants to run it if they've got a bad case of AI. So So it was great because, firstly, you can spend unbelievable amounts of money on this, starting at the hundreds of dollars a day. He says, do not run this if money is a concern.
But what does it... So it's an IDE like Cursor, so is it like a terminal type thing?
I think it runs in a whole bunch of terminals. Running Clawdbots, Claude code. And I haven't run it and I don't plan to. I don't plan to look too closely at it. But I looked at the post about it and honestly, this reads like it was written on serious drugs and or a manic swing or both. Yeah,
looking through the post, it appears that this is just a person who, I don't know. This is, the reason I'm glad you brought up Gastown is both it and Clawdbot feel like the kind, and I say this as both of us covered this quite quite a lot. It feels like the crypto scams of old, like the crypto projects that would pop up and everyone would be like, this is the one that's going to make us all $1 billion. Except this time it's, quick everyone, run in. We've got to lose as much money as possible, as quickly as possible.
It is. It's the future. As it turned out, a crypto scammer contacted Yegi and said, hey, I've done a Gastown token. And
nice.
Then Yegi went, sounds great, and he started promoting it. And then the obvious thing happened. It rug pulled and went to zero. Meanwhile,
nice.
Yegi made $300,000.
Very good.
Now, I want to be precise here, speaking from the jurisdiction of England and Wales. Yegi was not the crypto scammer. He did, however, benefit from it. He bragged about benefiting from it. From what was very obviously a crypto pump and dump scam. So I'm going to go so far as to think a bit less of Yegi for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think any of these people would last a day in Vegas. I think these people would have signed up. If you put these people on a college campus on game day, they would walk out of it with 4 different kinds of credit card. Like, these people are so easily swung in whatever direction. It feels like desperation. It feels like they're just like anything to look at anything potentially that smells of innovation, even though this is, I don't know, it feels antithetical to real software. It's inefficient.
It's suckers leading suckers, very much so. They want
these
a
are
magic.
Smart suckers, aren't they?
They want one weird trick.
Yeah, one weird trick to work out how to build a computer program. I wonder what the trick is to writing computer code. Could it be learning it? No. It's about buying a Mac Mini and spending hundreds of dollars a day on Claude Code Claude's API, and then looking at a bottle of Christian Brothers and a loaded revolver on your desk and thinking, not today.
No, I don't think they get that stage. They'd ask the bot about it first, and then ChatGPT would helpfully advise them how to kill themselves.
You've got this. That 45 will take care of this problem really quickly.
Fantastic insight. Yes, and what they do is a lot of these guys were previously extremely competent software engineers.
Yeah,
but also it's getting the people who are not. And there's a text which was going around on Blue Sky, which was a guy who'd got his Openclaw bot to ask him to remind him to get milk in the morning. So what it did was it allegedly spent $20 in a night just checking every half an hour whether it was morning yet. And now, to be clear, if this story is even true, because these guys write fan fiction about what they're doing all the time, or they get their bot to write the fan fiction for them because they can't write either. But I don't even know this happened, but they would happily put up stories of failure. You know, it's a sort of self-made critty hype. Wow, the bot is so powerful. You can definitely trust it to do things, and it's very cool.
I don't know. This all feels very peasant coded. Like, it's just all of these people are just kind of rolling around in their own filth, and they're saying so that they can say that somebody's corporate entity has made something good. It's just deeply sad.
It's bizarre. I don't know what they get out of this, but somehow they get something. But the great thing about Moltbot is that what's the final stage of any social network?
What?
Crypto scams.
Right.
So Moltbot became a platform for crypto scams, and there was already with Moltbot, it has skills, which are basically long prompt files.
Yeah, that's just like the README file you give these things.
Yep. And the top one was a malware downloader, the top skill on Openclaw.
Fucking brilliant. Fucking great.
Moltbot is full of crypto scams. It's very good. What they did was they actually used the power of artificial intelligence automation. That is, one guy told his bot to put out a crypto scam, and other bots pumped the coin, and then he dumped on them. So he'd fully automated the coin scam process.
I love this. It's like they finally found a revenue stream for AI, and the answer is fraud.
Absolutely, it's fraud. I mean, also, it's not clear just how many people or bots there actually are on Moltbot. Like, one security researcher has used a single Openclaw agent to register 500,000 accounts. He suggests that most of the numbers are fake. Meanwhile, there's freaking morons who should know better saying this is the future of AI agents, and tells us a lot about humanity and society in the future. And anyone who says this stuff, you should think they're obviously a fool, but then newspapers who are written by Goldfish or something say how these guys are definitely on the ball and should be listened to.
Well, that's the thing. I saw on television this morning something about fucking Openclaw. I also saw a CNBC on CBS this morning. I saw also there was a thing on CNBC.com. Openclaw, from Clawdbot to Moltbot to Openclaw, meet the AI agent generating buzz and fear globally. And this is by a guy, I'm not kidding you, called Dylan Butts. That's his name.
CNBC was famous during the crypto bubbles for never seeing a shitcoin they didn't want to pump. But obviously they have to move with the times, and Pivot too, AI.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing about CNBC. My favorite thing was watching two specific reporters that I'm not going to name, but you can probably guess who they are, who went straight from interviewing Sam Bankman-Fried to talking about the FTX fallout, and both of them, one of them has become one of the most conspicuous anthropic boosters. It's really cool.
I mean, think of our good friends Kevin Roos and Casey Newton and how they've performed that trajectory effortlessly.
Well, that's the thing. Casey Newton made some commentary about me last year. The reason I don't really talk about Casey anymore is we don't talk about Casey, but when we finally do, my detailed notes will be brutal, because I've decided these people aren't worth truly insulting until the curtain finally falls, because right now, as we speak, I'm just watching all of the stocks in the red, which is funny, but probably bad for society. And it just feels like everyone fucking around with this Clawdbot thing, everyone claiming that this is the future, it's just desperation.
It's absolutely desperation. People cannot see a way out. I honestly think we are headed for Great Depression too. That's an opinion I hold in some detail because, you know, like you, I can look at numbers. I've spent the last year saying that AI is fundamentally a venture capital scam where they're passing around not dollars, but book entries with the dollar sign in front, you know, and this is why it's gone on so long. If it was market forces, it would have collapsed by the end of 2024. But a scam goes on far, far longer than market forces. If it's a scam, all the participants are motivated to keep it spinning as long as possible because it'll break at some point, but that's tomorrow's problem. Today, we've got book entries to book. So yeah. I think the AI bubble is correctly described, I've said this a pile of times, that as a sort of multiplayer Enron, where they're booking book values and shuffling book values around, and it's all private company equity. And because when it hits the stock market, like CoreWeave, suddenly it's sort of, people go, wait, this sucks. And this is, for example, I mean, my favorite, one absolutely key example I used to explain this. In the last funding round, SoftBank gave OpenAI 20 billion odd real dollars that exist. Yep. Yeah, they gave them 20 billion odd real dollars. They actually were dollars that OpenAI could then set on fire. And what they got for that was their investment in OpenAI was therefore could be valued at 41.5 billion. So they changed 20 billion real dollars for 40 billion imaginary dollars. They put those on their books. Now, those are worthless. OpenAI is going to go broke. But they're imaginary assets. They're imaginary assets with a big dollar sign in front. and SoftBank's stock price went up. The investors approved. So the whole AI bubble is a whole bunch of this shit happening over and over. I read PitchBook every day. It's the best news site to read. It's the site where venture capitalists talk to each other about what the news is, and they
PitchBook?
Pitchbook.com.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's awesome.
I like it because if you read it, you can see the occasional story. It's like, yeah, nobody can shift their venture capital stuff. Like, it's impossible to sell it. Like, venture capitalists aren't getting returns at the moment. It's lovely.
And this is good because,
yeah. Here's why this is good for venture.
I absolutely love this stuff. You can say you say this stuff, you sound like a conspiracy theorist, but then I've got all the sites, and they're the NVCA PitchBook Venture Monitor. Comes out quarterly. There they say, absolutely, this is what we're doing, and here's how we're going to mess up your healthcare because it's good for venture capital and stuff like that. It's like really absolutely out in the open.
Yeah, it's frustrating as well because even today, where you can kind of see the blood running through the streets a bit and everyone's kind of working out that Oracle can't afford to build the data centers and OpenAI can't afford to pay them, people are still, I read an article in the Wall Street Journal this morning being like, yeah, it's going to be bad if Oracle can't pay for the data centers that they're building. And it's like, motherfucker, you could have worked this out in September if you did the mathematics. Nailed that. It's all desperation because everything is actually screwed. If you don't have the four big AI companies swapping the same $100 billion on paper around, the economy has actually been in recession for a few quarters so far. Structures of society are being eroded. Rule of law doesn't apply if you're mates with the president, and a lot of everyone's feeling the pinch. Like, my job is pivot to AI now because I was made redundant and I'm a 59-year-old techie. You know, there's not a lot of work for us, particularly when we spend all day, every day bitching about AI. But it's because businesses are really pulling back on even hiring because there's no business and they're battening down the hatches. Everyone's doing this across the society. The vibes are bad. Unfortunately, in economics, vibes are load-bearing. So if people feel bad, then things are bad. And when the AI bubble pops, it takes the stock market with it. But finally, it exposes the rot that was there already. And that's why I think it won't just be a recession. It will be a depression. It will be nasty. It will be international. So anyway, on so I just thought I'd bring you and your listeners some cheer today because this is what I think about all the time. It's great. Well, David, don't... You should apologize because everyone knows from this show that I'm usually very optimistic about the future of the markets and actually think everything will be fine. No, it frustrates me as well because everything you're talking about is one of the reasons I'm so fucking pissed off all the time because it isn't that I'm like, oh, I want AI to burn due to some deeply held personal grievance. Sure, that's there too. I think these people are pigs and I find them disgraceful. I hate hearing from them. I can't wait to never see or hear from Greg fucking Brockman again. Like, I just don't like looking at that fucking Trump supporting fucking asshole. But it's because had we stopped this earlier, had we said this is not real, we really shouldn't do this at the scale we're doing it, like this is never going to be anything, we could have stopped the carnage that's to come. We could have stopped the market panic and depression that might be following.
I honestly think it was coming since 2008. It's been bubble after bubble since then.
Yeah.
And this is very much the last bubble. They've been trying to do others off this one. Quantum computing, not a happener because it doesn't work. Small modular reactors, that'd be great if they worked and were commercially viable, but neither of these is true. It's actually, I approve of the Department of Energy funding small modular reactor research, but it's 10 years off if they even get it to work.
Feels like one of those, it's been 10 years away for 10 years.
It is a bit. But also, small modular reactors work for the US Navy. You don't have to worry about costs, and you can use bomb uranium in your reactors because you're the military. If you're not, then it's a bit of a problem. But it's just like there's been bubble after bubble, and it's all venture capital runs on because they need a bubble. A steady company that makes a buck is not good enough for them. That's got to be financialized, bro.
Well, I think that's the thing as well. I kind of hinted at this on recent pieces with like the ancient financial crisis and the like, where it's something like this was inevitable with the way venture capital had become, where it's just totally turned away from value creation or anything approaching sustainable returns for a company or just anything that might make a company a real company. Like everything has to be about growth and the symbolic nature of selling a startup to another company. And it was always going to end like this because the grifters took over, the engineers are being chased out. Everyone's excited about replacing engineers because that's, I don't know, people, nicer people than me will say, oh, it's because the Valley's always looking for innovation and automation. I think it's because the people that run the Valley are not engineers anymore. They're not people that care about writing software, let alone good software. They're people that care about growth.
Yes, they're a lot of them used to be engineers, but then they did an MBA and had their brain removed.
Well, David, it's been one. We're going to wrap there because I think we've got everyone's hopes up for a beautiful future. David, where can people find you?
I'm at pivot-2-ai.com. I'm davidgerard.co.uk on Blue Sky, and the main thing is the YouTube Pivot-2AI, where I do 5 or so minutes just every weekday. And gosh, it's a lot of work doing a video, but it's worth it, I think.
Well, you'll have links to that in the notes. I am, of course, Ed Zitron. You will catch me on a monologue this week. We're thick in hater season. We're just going to bring on the various haters to talk mad shit on the tech industry. I'm tired of being so reserved in my criticism. I've been kind of tame, I've decided. So February is it's hater season, everyone. Catch you soon.
Thank you for listening to Better Offline. The editor and composer of the Better Offline theme song is Matt Osowski. You can check out more of his music and audio projects at matosowski.com. MATTOSOWSKI.com. You can email me at easy@betteroffline.com or visit betteroffline.com to find more podcast links and, of course, my newsletter. I also really recommend you go to chat.wheresyouרד.at to visit the Discord and go to r/betteroffline to check out our Reddit. Thank you so much for listening.
Better Offline is a production of Cool Zone Media. For more from Cool Zone Media, visit our website, coolzonemedia.com, or check us out on the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.